So I called some people on my team, you know, some people that I had, the small team that I had, and they were, "Ah, you sound different. You sound, what's going on?" And all these things were, right? So I just started like officially leading because I knew I was leading from the right place. Get back. 3 bag fly, baby. All right, I think they're boarding right now, so we're heading to Frankfurt, then Frankfurt, Croatia. From Croatia, we're going to Singapore. I'll tell you the rest from there. All right, let's rock and roll. What up, dude?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good.
Please hold on to the handrails.
So yesterday afternoon we flew from Dallas to Frankfurt. This morning we're in Frankfurt, and now we're in Croatia in the afternoon. We made it, excited. We're taking over 3 resorts. It's a mega dream trip. It's going to be a blast. We have tons of friends I'm going to be hanging out with, and talking to, and teaching, and having fun. And so it's going to be a great time, so stay tuned. The reluctant leader is someone who doesn't want to do it. They have the bigger vision, but nobody else is doing it. So they have to step up, right? And sometimes those are your best leaders, the reluctant leaders. Sometimes the best leaders are the one that's like, I'll do it right away. It's the ones that are quiet, and they're like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm ready, but nobody's really ready, right? Yeah. You just step up and do it. You're casting the light, because when you cast the light, you don't see the fear. The fear goes away. It's like darkness goes away when you cast. So our goal is for us to be a light, you know, in the world, for us to be a light for other people, for us to shine the light on the path. So that's why we're all called to do something. We're all called to succeed. No matter what team we're on, it's a calling. There's a career versus a calling. 2 boys, 3 and 5. Livingston and Harrison. That's another part of the why. You know, that's, you know, once again, my purpose is to impact. So I got to impact. Now I'm gonna impact their lives. They just need to see Dad working. If I'm home all the time watching and just doing stuff, they're gonna be like, well, Dad, what do you do? They need to see leadership modeled. They need to see work ethic modeled, right? So if I'm home all the time, not doing shit, then they're gonna be lazy. So I'm in Croatia right now, a place called Šibenik, and this was kind of a leadership retreat / fun trip, all of that, and had a chance to connect with a lot of my European leaders. It's kind of bright out here, and one of the questions they asked me was, what's the easiest way to get to the top the fastest? And the answer is, there is no fastest, easiest way, right? There is no shortcut to the top. And you know, I know you've probably heard stuff like that before, but they genuinely wanted to know the answer. And the thing is there's so many people that still don't understand that. And they need to see this. They need to understand and hear from maybe various people, from you, from this video, that there is no shortcut. You can't shortcut the shortcut. You know, entrepreneurship and building teams and creating, you know, residual income for yourself is the best way, I feel, my opinion, my perspective, to make a life, to make an income. But it's not easy, it's simple. We're dealing with people's opinions and personalities and idiosyncrasies and all these different things. But I think the people that can, you know, learn the leadership skills to be able to communicate to multiple different people, multiple different personalities and archetypes and things like that, they're able to lead those people to work together. You know, it's kind of like you have Rudy, who's like the underdog guy, right? He's the guy that didn't get into Notre Dame. He finally got into Notre Dame. He tried to play football. He finally got in. An incredible movie if you haven't seen Rudy. But not only do you have to be Rudy, you also need to create a team of Rudies that all can work together. Sort of like the movie Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. And so you got the movie Rudy, and you have the movie Remember the Titans. So those two movies you need to make sure and watch. And we'll put those links down in the notes below. But those are two lessons that you'll get from an individual standpoint on self, persistence and leadership and all of that, and then also team. Those two movies are incredible. And so that's one thing. The other thing is, for those of you that have teams that work with employees or have teams of salespeople or employees, take a minute, take 3 minutes out a couple times a day and call people that you notice that are doing good. Call them in to your office, call them on the phone call, do a quick video message and say, hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing an amazing job. You're doing this, keep it up. And so give it an atta girl, atta boy. That goes a long way. Just take a minute, take 3 minutes out and do a few calls a day like that. Just carve out, 5 to 10 minutes a day to do those to the people in your organization. And I think that'll go a long way because they're working hard for themselves and their goals, but when they're encouraging other people, it's always great to encourage the encourager. And so you're able to do that. And I tell you what, it feels great when you're able to do that. And so think about that when you're, maybe not feeling good about the results of your team or whatever. You know what, just call them up and pick a few people that day that you feel like are doing a great job, or you've been noticing them online doing certain things or whatever, and just give them an attaboy and attagirl. I think that'll go a long, long way. Next stop, Paris.
Hello.
Okay, so we are in Singapore, safe and sound, but Steven lost his phone, but we found it. It's back en route to the hotel. So a little quick health tip. Kind of adjusting, just got back from Paris now. Singapore, it was 6 hours we're 6 hours ahead now, so it's about 6 o'clock, 6:15 at night. So just got here, a little light cardio, get the blood going, did some stretching, all of that. I think it's important when you're traveling to get the blood going. Just get that waste and travel it out of your body. Drinking lots of water right now, that's what I'm doing. And about to go get a little haircut and meet up with a couple of people for the training. We got a big event tonight, kind of push last minute for the leadership event this weekend, so it's gonna be good. One of the topics I want to talk about is how to be a faithful and loyal leader. The next step, though, is we have to plan our success. Just like we plan for a haircut appointment or a nail appointment, or we plan to eat, we plan to work out, we plan certain things in our lives. But the question is are you planning your success? Are you investing in yourself now so you can get a 100-fold return later? We're going to give 1,000% this weekend. So instead of us trying to peek around the bend, you just got to stay in our line. Sprout is popping out of the ground. That is evidence of what's to come. But what you don't want to do, and this is really critical right now, is you don't want to squash your sprouts. And what squashing your sprouts
Like, think about this. What if a farmer came up to his sprout and said, man, how come you're not 10 feet tall yet? Just like squished it. Okay, now that sprout has no chance at all to grow.
Saturday morning, we're about to get this leadership boot camp kicked off. I'm preparing my face off. Let's get ready to rock this thing.
Be persistent in your faith. See, I'm going to say something here. Your faith is not going to determine the outcome. But your faith will impact your outlook. The opposite of faith is certainty. Think about it. If you know exactly what's going to happen, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, do you need any faith? Nope. The opposite of faith is certainty. And so that's where, as a loyal leader and faithful leader, you have to be persistent in that. But we have to get over it and move on, because if we start focusing on the past and worrying about that, we're not able to go to the future. You might not be able to handle the growth if your roots aren't deep enough.
Good night. Yesterday was an extremely productive day. Had a couple of speeches on stage. Had a bunch of little different team meetings afterwards, and then group pictures and stuff too. But today I just had a huge group picture outside, which was a blast out there. Shot some video of that as well. But I'm about to go on stage here in just a few minutes and talk about the 5 levels of leadership, 5 stages. And also what people need to know, where they're at, but what they need to do to get to the next level. Because I think people need to understand what they need to do to the next level. You can't just will it to existence. You kind of need to know what to do and how to do it consistently. So I'm going to talk about all that, spell it out for them. It's more of a tactical type training, so I'm excited about that and ready to dive into the rest of the day. So today's we're wrapping up. We're ahead of schedule. Things are great.
A lot of us get a lot of information right now, okay? And there's some of you that are like brain overload. But what you want to do is take 3 things that you've learned from this weekend and apply those 3 things. All great leaders are great learners. The best students become the best mentors. Early in your career, what you learn is more important than what you earn. Here's what happens. There's a difference. There's manipulation and there's motivation. Manipulation is getting someone to do something that benefits you. But motivation is getting someone to do something that benefits them. And if you don't know what they want, you can't motivate them.